So good morning, everyone. It is Sunday, of course, the 5th of April, Palm Sunday. It's the beginning of the holiest week of the year. It's important for us to enter into this week no matter what comes at us. And we've got a lot coming at us with this COVID-19 crisis. So I want to encourage you with a couple of things before I get into, the announcements of what's coming up this Holy Week, is reflect on, number one, the empty, the church is empty. It's kind of weird. It is. It's surreal, strange, heartbreaking, gut-wrenching. It's all sorts of things. But, as I said before, I say those things because in a way it's true, but I always, at the same time, I'm not going to dwell on it. But the reality is there. So the empty church is in the empty tomb. That's the reflection. One of the reflections, the empty church is in the empty tomb. The empty tomb really brought mystification, consternation by some, wonderment, awe. Even the Peter, John says, believed. They had to be convinced Jesus was alive. So it brings forth all sorts of things. So the empty tomb and the empty church, this is not the norm. This is not the way it should be, but this is the way it is. God has to, and God's powerful enough to bring good things out of this. That's my point here. And you can run with this in your prayer and your conversations with God. Empty churches, empty tomb. God always brings things out of where we think nothing good is going to be brought out of. It may bring us consternation or wonderment or whatever. Some may actually be liking this. No, I don't think anybody's liking not being in church. Tongue in cheek, only kidding. But, you can just run with this in your prayer. And the other is the time the Israelites, 40 years in the desert. It was for them, it was a time of purification. Admittedly, it was a time of punishment. But the punishment was not meant to hurt them, but was meant to purify them. That's what it was meant to, purify them so they would learn to trust in God. And they would fulfill their destiny to convert the nations, to be lights to the nations. So this is kind of like a desert period for us. And it can be very easy to succumb after a while to complaining, because if you read these scriptures, Israel, the children of Israel, these are the chosen people. These are the people who had seen the plagues, the 10 plagues were brought out of Egypt. They saw the pillar of cloud. They saw the pillar of fire. They saw these things. Complain, 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 complain. So God had to teach them. And God is teaching you and me as well. So if you give in to complaining, just remember, there's a better way. And ask the Lord for help. So the desert as a time of purification, and also the empty tomb in our empty churches. So these are two things that can help us go through this Holy Week.